Are you ready?
It's going to be a hot girl disco summer. I'm never doing that again. I apologize. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Here, let's fix it. Something cool. I was asking if we were awake. Clearly not, because my microphone was off. Clearly, let's just start this all over. We're not awake. We're definitely not awake. Yeah, muted. Got it. I was saying, are we awake? Are we doing another live stream? And clearly we weren't, because our microphone was off. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. What's up, Disco Ball Nation? Good to see everybody. If you guys are watching us on X, head over to the Big Draft Energy YouTube channel. Are we still muted? Can you guys hear us now? Can you hear me now? Are we live? Is this thing on? Good to be first. Amen. Billy, we missed you. We missed you, brother. The chat has requested that we do a super flex, and I will take this request, and I will do this. We will do this. Second, because I was supporting Disco at the BullRush stream. That was a fun stream. I never met I never really got to know Dan until today. And it was Dan Leach, and really nice guy, really fun show. Got to talk ball and enjoy talking ball with him, so it was great. Superflex, we got you, Rabona. Yo, what's up? What's up, No Cap? Is Disco taking requests? I'll also vote Superflex if so. Honestly, I have like several tickets in the main that I want to do, but if the chat wants to do a Superflex, I'm down to do a Superflex. Let's max this thing out. Nice. It takes a while to fill for some reason, though. It could take a while. Hey, here's what it is. You guys let me know when it's a fresh lobby, though, for the Superflex. I'm down to get Superflexy. Does my vote for mini count more since my name is Green? I don't want to do a mini today, for what it's worth. My goal is to get as many mains in as possible, and to continue to like get some super flex lineups in as well. I'm sorry. I would love to do a mini with you, but we could do minis together off stream. I love you, No Cap Mac. Thank you so much for your support, your donation, your contributions, your generosity, and your friendship, by the way. Appreciate you, man. Muted. It was, in fact, not on. My bad. Is the mic working now? No. Though. Okay. Doing great, man. How are we feeling today? Rested up. Rested, I hope. Definitely not rested, but it's grind time, and I love fantasy football. I could, like, honestly, it was so cool during that 24-hour draft-a-thon. Some of the greatest conversations happened at like 3 a.m. Shout out to everybody and anybody. Like, people are making it seem like doing a draft-a-thon for 24 hours is difficult, but when you have the people we had on our panel and the discussions that we had, it was such a blessing to just be a sponge on the wall, to learn about new content creators that you weren't really familiar with. Like, I cannot express to you guys how talented that guy Chev is. That guy is so knowledgeable. His name is Chev LBK. And I was like, what the hell does LBK stand for? Legendary Ball Knower. And that's an understatement. This guy has all the aura, all the swag, all the knowledge. Honestly, I'm a big fan of him, and he was phenomenal. Hutchinson Brown is somebody I met at the Fantasy Football Expo. We had like a long conversation then. And then, like, he just keeps getting better. He keeps getting sharper. He keeps getting smarter. Doug Orth, a guy who I thought was like this very stoic, calm figure, was hilarious. He was well versed. He gave me these one-liners that I didn't anticipate and expect, and his knowledge was just through the roof. Shout out to D-Bro for kicking it off with us, and for like checking in every couple of hours. Like, there wasn't a couple of hours where he didn't check in, and like that, he is the definition of, like, when you make it as a content creator, or when you just make it as a human being, that you always look after the little guy. And like, I know I'm not physically little, but like figuratively in this industry, I'm not a big deal. You know what I mean? But he kept looking in. He made it a thing to be here for the kickoff. He made it a thing to be here for the second draftathon. He made it a thing to help me fill this with as many talented people, and I cannot be more grateful than that. Shout out to Greg Kellogg. Like, this guy's 7 years old plus, and he joined us at what was it, 3 p.m. and then he joined us again at 4 a.m. and he stuck it through. Shout out to Dynasty FF Helper. If you guys are not familiar with Dynasty FF Helper, one, he is handsome as all hell, and like, thank God you're married, because you're not allowed around my wife otherwise. And like, I'm not worried. My wife is very loyal, but like, it's a dreamy dude. Dude is fucking. He looks like Bieber. He looks like Bieber without the issues. Dude is just handsome as all hell, but he's also one of the most wholesome, wonderful, kind-hearted humans that you can ever meet. And I made sure that we do meet him, because the Fantasy Football Expo sponsored the event with 2 tickets to the Fantasy Football Expo, and he was on the show. He was on the show from midnight to noon, and he was watching us for the first 12 hours. And he didn't have to do that, but he did out of the kindness of his heart, and he didn't want to leave me alone. Like, you guys need to know, between the hours of 2 a.m. and 9 a.m., we had over 10 people on the panel at all times. Like, those were the hours I was anxious about and stressed about. And I'm telling you, some of the best fantasy football discussions you could ever want to hear happen. And then people fell in love with the stand-on business. If you guys are not familiar with the stand-on business, this is something we brought in last year and something that we're going to continue to bring in. Honestly, I didn't realize it was such a hit, and we're going to turn this into a show in season where it's called Stand-on Business, and this is what we play when somebody says something really, really weird that's far out there and we just don't agree with.
Hold up. What did you just say? I'm going to need you to stand on business.
So yeah, all in all, man, like, I said the whole thing, like, I could do this all day, but I had no choice. The fantasy football discussions were just absolutely brilliant, and the fantasy football advice we got was tremendous. Is this super flex ever going to fill? It's 10 out of 12. Okay, I'm going to queue up in this one and queue up in the next one. Okay, 10 out of 12. Boom. We're in. I just won a draft. Let's hop into super flex. Okay, we got a super flex. It's filled. Let's go. I need to share screen. So yeah, I was just on a show prior to this. It was a fun show. It was a great show. Shout out to BullRush, our main sponsors for the draftathon. Generally appreciate them, and generally appreciate that they have that they invited me to their YouTube channel. Means a lot. I'm ready. Let's draft. Let's see who's got in here with us. It's just me. It's just me. All right, I'll queue up in another one right now for you guys. Another super flex, yeah. We'll do a super flex right now, fast draft, and then I'll also queue up in a mini, and we're gonna be drafting. We're gonna do all these drafts. I'm in a mini as well. All right, 7 more to join in the mini. We got the next super flex. Let's get weird. So in this super flex, I'm drafting at the 107. Super flex boo. I'm sorry, bro, but we're in the mini. Mrs. Disco, been a while. Hello. Hope you had good sleep after your 24-hour stream. It could have been better. My dogs took it up. We need to hear right. We need to hear Stat ATL speak. Need more stats. Hell yeah. We also need Sleazeball to give us a formal apology for getting shit-faced 2 24-hour draftathons, and I'm kidding, but this is the second draftathon in a row that overlapped with his league draft, like his home league draft, and they had a party bus. And I told him, there's no way you're going to make the draftathon and be there the entire time. He's like, oh no, I'll do it. He got shit-faced, and I think he just woke up today. Like, he's more wrecked than I was. Shout out to Derek Brown. How the hell? I was promised a different hat on. Baby, can you bring me the gray one, the gray cowboy hat, please? Chev is incredible. Debro, like, it's a shame that this guy doesn't have a larger following. It's generally shameful that Chev does not have a larger following. His name is, we got Roberta King here, RH Hacks. Like, his name is Legendary Ball Knower, and he lives up to that moniker and then some. Dude is brilliant, and like, I want him on the show all the time. You guys need to get him on Fantasy Pro somehow. You guys need to lock that up, because a year from now, I promise you, Chev is going to be one of the most famous. Thank you. All All right. Debro asked for the different hat. We got the different hat. Yeah, we're on the clock of Boondale. We're going to take Bijan Robinson right here, right now. Debro pull up, says Rabona King. Debro's in crunch season. Debro's got like multiple shows that he's got to go on too. Debro, don't stop. If you want co-hosts tonight for the Superflex Disco, send me a StreamYard link. Say less. Say less, Amundo. I hope you're okay with the cowboy hat. I promised Debro I'd wear this, and here we are. I was wearing my football guy's hat. No affiliation. It's just a really, really, really comfortable hat. I do not work for the football guys. I think the only person from football guys who knows me is probably Tip Major and Hutchinson Brown now. But yeah, it's just a really comfortable hat. Very comfortable hat. I need BullRush to send me the hat that Dan had, because that was a cool hat. All right, what the hell am I doing? Am I awake right now? I believe so. I literally typed StreamYard instead of StatATL. We are not. I'm not okay. Oh man, there you go, Billy. It's in your DMs, I hope. Debro opened the stream. Little breaking news: Cowboys traded Micah Parsons to the Titans. Jerry Jones must have Philly Mike OG. Don't lie to me. But let's talk about some breaking news. All right, we got all the breaking news right here. All right, there's some major dispute between Fox and YouTube TV. So let's just read this tweet from Ari Marov. He says, YouTube TV says it's in a carnage dispute with Fox. They've notified customers that they have until Wednesday, August 27th to reach a deal, or subscribers will lose access to Fox stations right before the NFL and college season starts. This affects Fox. All right. Shout out to DAZN. Thank God we use DAZN. Thank God that's legal in Canada, because we get everything and then some. All right. Just a bunch of Sal Vetri posts. So shout out to Sal Vetri. He highlighted my guy Ezra. It's about time Ezra's tweets got highlighted. That's cool to see. NFL highest paid edge rushers. Trey Hendrickson just inked a deal for $30 million per year. Amari Cooper reuniting with the Las Vegas Raiders. The last hoorah. We're on the clock. We'll take Brian Thomas Jr. here. So we got Bijan Robinson, Brian Thomas Jr. here on this here roster, boy. What's up, Billy? Good to see you. Please introduce yourself to the folks. I don't know who you are, where you're from, what you're doing, as long as you'll freaking love me.
Yeah, thanks for having me again, Disco. StatATL. First name's Billy. I'm over at 1 week season, do best ball content for them for regular season and playoff best ball. A lot of daily fantasy stuff too. If you're a DFS guy, I will shout out 1 week season. The entire site is free for week one. So if you've never checked out 1 week season, oneweekseason.com, definitely worth your time for week one to check it out. See if it's kind of your flavor. None of us wear cowboy hats, so that's a complete big draft energy deal. But
I guess it is now.
Would love to have you guys stop by. I think it's StatATL on X/Twitter, or if you can't tell, I play a lot of golf. So if you want to follow me in my golf and bourbon journey, it's FORE, like FORE, for bourbon and golf on Instagram.
Now the reason why I jumped, where I was like very excited to get this guy on, folks. If you're not familiar with Billy Gableman, StatATL, and the work he does, he's one of the sharpest and the greatest best ball drafters on the planet. He's one of the sharpest and greatest DFS drafters on the planet. Dude knows ball. He knows ball really, really well. Just as sharp and as good as it comes. So shout out to him. That's why we brought him on here, and why we'll always have him on here. We love this man. He's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, appreciate you saying that. I've got like 4 drafts going on too. So
yeah, I have 2 right now, and I gotta let the chats know that we're live on the Big Draft Energy YouTube channel. Yeah, we just uploaded the first 10 hours of the 24-hour draftathon. The goal is to start doing a couple of clips from that. Just posted on X. No, they didn't, sir. No, they didn't. But I appreciate you nevertheless. Tell him, Mrs. Disco, I was offended for you. How dare he? Panel was just crowded, not going around. Hey, man. But hey, more the merrier. People wanted to talk ball, and I loved it. Dude, I was going to say stand on business. That should be a weekly show or at least 2 or 3 times a week. It's brilliant. Hey, man, when we had that stand on business segment at the end of the first 12 hours, like going into 4 a.m., like for 4 a.m., it was stand on business, and everybody brought their A game. Like 3-4 minutes of just insightful statistical analysis on why they're fading players, why they're pushing players up. It was just, God, it was wonderful, man. Some of the greatest football conversations ever. You don't have to do a mini brother. Hopping into the super flex. All right, we're in all three. Great job, Disco. Thank you, Mount Matumbo. I wanted to say your name there, but BGKG Brip 3. Billy, I'm expecting to see you at the top of the leaderboard, as you should. Last year was an anomaly for a lot of us because things were just different. It wasn't how we prepare for it. But I mean, we should have probably noticed that once in a lifetime situation where 5 of the best running backs ended up in 5 of the best offenses. Live and learn. We digress. If you were one of the 88 people watching us on Twitter, hop over to the Big Draft Energy YouTube channel. We are drafting here. I don't know why this hat literally just gave me the accent. It's like, damn. So tell me, where are you at with your drafts? Where are you at with maxing things out, and what are you looking forward to the most in the next coming weeks?
Man, I've got a main event going now that I'm about to be on the clock in. It's my 122nd. So, yeah, I mean, I did 10 over the weekend to get that bonus for the max 2 tickets.
Same.
Of course, I'm making sure I'm drafting for 30 straight days to make sure I'm getting that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm intending on maxing the main. I'm intending on maxing the super flex. I've already done the $2 and the first $3 mini. And I have no idea where I am in this mini. Not many, maybe 10, 15. Like I just think the edge in the super flex is so huge right now. I know you and I have a difference of opinion on strategy, slightly, not completely.
What's my strategy in super flex?
Maybe I should take that back. No, your strategy is fine. Just the people that start out with 2 quarterbacks in the first 3 rounds or 3 quarterbacks in the first 5 rounds. Like you're basically guaranteeing that one of your first 5 picks is sitting on the bench every single week. Like I get that it's super flex and you want to play 2 quarterbacks, but like starting out, taking 3 of them in the first 5, 6, 7 rounds is like such a huge mistake. And multiple people do it every draft. And those teams are just dead.
So I should be offended that you don't like my strategy, but I'm not. I'm actually shocked because like I don't have a strategy coming into super flex. I'm kind of just like there. I'm not a super flex guy, but I'll do it and I'll try to get by. But I think some of my favorite super flex lineups is when an elite like Jalen Hurts is gone. You kind of have to push the quarterback position a little bit, and that's what we're doing here. If it's any Jalen Hurts, if it's not Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, Josh Allen, then I don't want him in round 1 unless it's Patrick Mahomes at the back end. But even then, I'm not doubling up on quarterbacks. So in this super flex draft, we got Justin Fields as our first quarterback with a 31st overall pick. We got Bijan Robinson, Brian Thomas Jr., and Garrett Wilson. I think we're doing good. Yeah, no,
I would agree. I think you're doing good. Like, and I think we probably talked about it the last time I hopped on that we did a super flex. If you looked at the winning score in the super flex and the winning score of the $2 and the $3 and the $20, I think it was a $15 tournament last year, like all of those winning content, like the Superflex had the lowest score. Now I get it that it had less entrants, but it still had 10,000 plus lineups, and plenty of rosters in the $15 main last year would have won the Superflex with 1 quarterback slot. So, to me, if you've got the ability to kind of make a super team, out there at the other positions that you can't draft, in a standard $15, $3 mini, just think of how much stronger that team is.
Hell yeah. Wow, that other super flex is at 5 out of 12. We should probably tell the folks what we're doing and where we're doing it after we make our next pick, right? I mean, we could do it now. This ain't a mock draft, and I'm gonna do it with the accent. This right here, this is a real money draft with real money implications. How much real money we talking about? We're talking about $25,000 goes to first for a $10 investment. That's a lot of cows. Or chickens, I should say. 125,000 in prizes, total points format, most points win. It's best ball weekly scoring for super flex from weeks 1 to 17. 12 teams draft. There's a fast and slow, and here's how it works. You got 20 rounds to build your rosters for depth. Each week you start the following positions: 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, one tight end, and 1 super flex. At the end of the week, the best overall performances will be applied to your weekly roster. So no more leaving points on the bench, no more waiver wires, no more trades. What do we do with that garbage? We get that garbage out of here. You literally just draft it, forget it, unless you're winning a life-changing amount of money. So sign up today on Drafters Fantasy Sports and use promo code DISCO to double your first deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. And we're back.
Dude, that was impressive.
Accents is my deal. I love accents. Oh, no, we just double tapped our first 2. You know what? I don't care. Jahmyr Gibbs, Kenneth Walker, not bad. I auto Jahmyr Gibbs in that many because, sometimes
I feel like it's when you're doing fast, I feel like it's hard to do more than 2. Like 2 is like a max for me. Like, and certainly if I'm streaming, it's like 1 max. Like, it's just so hard to keep up with like the room and the chat and have a conversation with me. You know what I mean? It's not easy to do. I applaud you for it.
I don't disagree. And Updog actually gave me a hard time about it. He's like, dude, I need you to lock in. We're not doing multiple drafts. You're doing just 1 draft at a time, and I need you to lock in and focus because like every draft could be the draft, especially during these hours. I was like, holy shit.
These are real money drafts with real money implications.
He ain't lying, but I was on 15 hours of drafting when he came in. He made me lock in, and I love him for that. I locked the hell in. He told me to lock in, and I did.
So where are you on your drafts, Disco?
So I don't think I'm going to max out the super flex. I'm at like 18.
Oh yeah, no chance.
I don't think I'm going to max out the mini. I think I'm at like 20 maybe. Sure. I'm going to try to get to 105, 110 of the mains.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna. The only thing I've maxed out thus far is the first 2 minis. I'm not gonna max this mini out or the main. It's just it comes down to time, and it comes down to
it's an investment too.
Well, no, I mean it's not necessarily the investment that's concerning because like I accounted for that. It's just now I'm using my time to do more recorded content and take like my YouTube stuff to the next level, and hopefully the shots that I've done here. With the shots on net that I have, hopefully that's beneficial. Now, if you're one of the 102 people watching here on X, please come over to the Big Draft Energy YouTube channel. It would really mean the world. Smash a like on the YouTube stream. Leave us a vote. Would mean the world. Did Disco move to Texas? That's the goal. Once we win the $500,000, we're going to go get us a nice little acreage, nice piece of land in Texas. The wife wants cattle, but that ain't gonna happen. Ain't no cattle around here. Brees Hall as well. Shit. Yeah, I'm just giving up on that $3 mini. It happened, and yeah. Auto Brees Hall, yeah, I felt that one.
I know you were saying you think you're gonna get like 105, 110 rosters in the main. Like that's about how many 100,000 people. I think it's gonna get about 105, 110,000. Like it's at 81 today. Figure 2,500, maybe 3,000 max. Say 3,000 a day, and there's 9-10 days left. So it gets you to run 111. I think that's about where it ends.
Just 1 calf is all I ask. I'll tell you what. Fine. 1 calf is whatever. But I have nothing to do with that thing. That is all your responsibility 100%. You and the cattle dogs can handle that 1 calf. I want nothing to do with the shoveling, the feeding, nothing. I'll say hi to the calf. I don't even want to name it. All right.
It's queuing up an F and Chisholm share.
Man, I love that for you. Chisholm is good. All right, Cam Ward or Geno Smith? Who do you prefer as a QB3?
Cam Ward or Geno Smith? Cam Ward.
I might just take Matthew Golden, honestly.
Sure.
I'll push quarterback one more because we got 2 quarterbacks. I'm okay with the 2 quarterbacks we have, Justin Fields and JJ McCarthy.
You want a personal opinion here? I wouldn't take another quarterback till the 16th, 17th, 18th round.
Duly noted.
Just keep building out your other positions of strength. Plus, you got Bijan. Yeah, I mean, I'd keep firing at running back and wide receiver, maybe even grab a decent tight end. I don't know that I'd want to fire 3 different, So, I know you love Mahomes. So, a Kelsey, a Hawkinson, Laporta. I feel like those type of guys are more important in the super flex.
Andrews?
Yeah, I'm not as high on Andrews, but again, I don't like to get player takey. Like, to me, if you're doing a whole bunch of rosters, which I know you are, because I know you've done at least 300, 400 so far between the minis and the main, like, to me, like, I don't feel like you really want to be super exposed to anyone. I wouldn't have 40% exposure to anyone. Like, to me, it's just really about structure and building properly constructed lineups. When you see teams that start off like 4 straight running backs or only 2 tight ends in the first 4 rounds, like in a regular, not a super flex, but a regular, like those teams are like, I don't want to say that they're dead because I don't want to make such a definitive statement, but historically they're dead.
I just took Jerry Jeudy, so this lineup is definitely dead. That's player takey. I know. Don't worry, I won't need any help taking care of it. Fine. Emeka, Egbuka, Pearsall. Who finishes this year stronger? Ayuk, Godwin coming back. James, why the hell are you on Twitter? James, come over. What are you talking about? Emeka, Egbuka, regardless. But yes, Emeka, Egbuka is the answer. It's always the answer. Over Pearsall. How do you feel? Come back to YouTube. How do you feel about Emeka, Egbuka or Ricky Pearsall?
I like them both. I think they've both got great situations to start the year for sure. With Godwin, they didn't put Godwin on the PUP, so they're basically thinking that either it's worth carrying him or he's not going to miss 4 games. And then Pearsall, they've got basically every other San Francisco wide receiver is injured. So, I like them both. To me, I like drafting teams and being thoughtful or conscious of that. So, like, I don't mind pairing teams with like Pearsall with like Jordan Addison, like guys who I think are gonna, obviously Jordan Addison's gonna miss 3 games, whereas Pearsall or Racey Rice, who have very little Racey Rice, but like, he's likely going to have a strong start to the season and then, miss time due to a suspension. So, to me, I think just being thoughtful of your roster when you're drafting guys like that makes sense. Like, to me, I don't know that I would draft rosters that have multiple guys. I don't love builds that are Jennings and Addison. You know what I mean? Like guys that are both likely to miss time in the beginning of the season.
I mean, if you do get those builds,
what's up, Sleez?
What's up, Cowboy? How we doing, boys? Amari Cooper, come on down to the Raiders.
Howdy, partner. My Amari Cooper exposure round 20 is looking mighty fine today, boy. You know what isn't looking mighty fine? Our friendship right now. You got a lot to explain to me and to the audience here, boy. So why don't you tell us what happened, where the hell you went, and why I am so upset with you. Let the folks know first and foremost who you are, where you are, what you do. But clearly you don't love me.
Sleez bomb, no love, man. We had about 4 or 5 Long Islands before the draft started. Draft kicked in, party bus went, casinos went, and the hangover is here. It is hurting. I'm still sweating out the whole weekend.
You know what else is hurting? Our friendship. Because this is the second year in a row. You're like, yeah, man, we're gonna do this thing together. We're gonna do this 24-hour draftathon together, and then after 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, I don't hear from you for 36 hours. You just disappeared.
MIA.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers asked for a trade. Amari Cooper signed on the Raiders. Daniel Antonio, I think the Amari Cooper signing on the Raiders is great for my best ball exposure, but in redraft format, I cannot rationalize and project when and how he's going to start. I think he's still neck and neck with the rookies, both rookies that they have there at the wide receiver position. I still think he needs to learn the scheme, and I still think that he's slightly behind Trey Tucker. I believe he's a phenomenal talent, and I believe that people who are writing him off based off of what happened last year, and last year alone, there was injuries and there was personal issues, and personal issues were deep enough to affect him mentally and physically. I think he's ready. He's well rested. Obviously, he bypassed all of training camp. Like the moment all the cuts are happening, he signed to the Raiders. It's one of the most savvy vet moves you can make, and we've been calling it time and time again. So I love that move for him for my round 20 exposures, but he's going to skyrocket up in drafts. How now, Billy Sleez? I'll ask Billy first, and then Sleez. How high do you expect his ADP and value to skyrocket prior to season kicking off right now?
Maybe the 18th or 19th. Like, to me, it's a nothing burger signing. Like, he's not going to play. I mean, I would seriously. You're an auto pick. There you go. I would be seriously shocked if he had any fantasy impact. That's just my 2 cents. I mean, I certainly don't mind him taking shots on him in the 19th or 20th round of, drafts. Like, if you go back and look, like, historically, outside of the Puka Kyron year, when both of those guys went like 19th, 20th rounds, like, you don't typically see much what we call like usable weeks or like points added from guys that you take in the 19th or 20th round.
Tucker Kraft has a lot to say about that theory from last year.
Tucker Kraft wasn't a 20th round pick. He was like an 18th round pick last year.
He was a 20th round pick for the vast majority of it. Look back at your Tucker Kraft ADP. He was a 20th round pick for the vast majority of it. I think it was down the stretch when we heard that Luke Musgrave got hurt. That's where he got bumped up a couple of rounds. But even then, the year Kyron Williams, where he became fantasy relevant, he got bumped up to like round 17, 16 when he was undrafted. And same with Puka. So, I mean, Tucker Kraft was a very viable, and I think there's always going to be that round 20.
There'll be an exception. Every year, there'll be one guy.
Yes. One or two. Yes. No, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think you could possibly get some serviceable spike weeks from Amari Cooper because, I don't think he's lost a step. What about you, Sleez? Where are you at with this signing for Amari Cooper on Vegas? Because you did talk about it. So how are you feeling about it?
I'll just put my tweet up from April 2nd where I said he was going to sign with the Raiders. So I like that. But I mean, I feel like he's not going to get the Keenan Allen treatment. I think Keenan Allen's situation is a lot better. Even if he was to say be the one, I agree with your comment over Dante Thornton, and Jack Beck. It's still going to be a battle with him. I think he goes up maybe around 17. He jumps the 100 spots like Keenan. But I am curious to see your thoughts on, are we going to see a reunion here with Jacoby Myers on the Pats? Because they're searching for a wide receiver here. Heavy.
I think he ends up on your team. I think it makes the most sense. Juan Jennings, he's a better version of Juan Jennings in that offense. I think if the 49ers send some sort of future draft capital plus Juan Jennings, then they could rationalize signing Jacoby Myers, and then they could also rationalize training Brandon Ayuk prior to the trade deadline as well, where they free up a heck of a lot of cap and they have two viable wide receivers who could really play off of each other and essentially do everything. I think the best landing spot and the only landing spot that makes any sense for Jacoby Myers, should he get traded, is San Fran.
Huh? I think Juan's gonna be back week 1. I don't think they're gonna put in anything for Jacoby, but maybe. I mean, the opportunity's there. But
what do you think, Billy? What's the best landing spot for Jacoby Myers if it's not staying in Las Vegas?
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably 90+% that he's not going anywhere. Like, he doesn't have any leverage. Like, it wasn't like he was trying to hold out. He was there for, like, he showed up on day 1 of training camp. He played in all 3 preseason games. Like, he's 29 or 30 years old. Sorry, I got to look it up. He's not young. and he's on the last year of his contract. So, like, basically a team trading for him is like trading for a 29 or 30-year-old guy who primarily like plays the slot, who's going to be 30 or 31 next year, who's looking for a bag. You know what I mean? Like, he's looking to get paid. I just don't think he's going anywhere.
For what it's worth, and please stop me if I'm coming across too argumentative, but for what it's worth, in the exact same room with the exact same position last year, Davante Adams didn't really have any trade leverage, and he got traded. So who's to say that, like, culture-wise, if it's better for the team to get rid of this guy and potentially get another talent?
I would say Davante Adams' talent level is a lot higher than Jacoby Myers for a trade market.
Yeah, but I mean, what did
Aaron Rodgers wanting him?
what did they get for Davante Adams? For what it's worth, if we're just talking about, like, if his trade value is so high, then
I'd have to look it up.
I don't remember. It was like I don't really remember, actually.
They didn't give up much. PPR fantasy tips here on X saying Davante Adams is a much better talent. I want to say it's cool that some of the people who I've seen come up, including PPR fantasy tips, being featured on Sal Vetri's videos. I saw your tweet on one of the Sal Vetri's videos, and I saw Ezra's tweet
third
on one of Sal Vetri's videos. So keeping up, man, and Zamir White.
What's that PPR, Tyler?
I don't know why I call him. Yeah, it is PPR tips, right? But everybody calls him Tyler. That's not his name.
It's not. It's Jeremy, I think, right? I forget.
It's Jared. His name is Jared. I think Superflex, San Francisco Superflex. All right, let's catch up with the chat. God,
yeah, they got Davante Adams for a conditional third. The Jets.
Okay, Bones. What if Jacoby Myers signs to San Francisco? We fading Pearsall, but absolutely not. I think he's very complimentary to Pearsall. I would think it would be an excellent situation for Pearsall. The same way we're not fading Jamar Chase because of T. Higgins, and we're not fading Brian Thomas Jr. because of Travis Hunter. Just gives him more one-on-one coverage. I was trying to find today's NFL news. Been working all day. Wanted to see all the signings, trades. Found nothing on Parsons. Nothing happened on Parsons. Dude's just coming in blowing smoke. Sleez, are we sober yet? You sober, Sleez?
We're getting there. Chugging water like a machine.
Sleez, you are here. Missed you, buddy. Hope you had a killer draft. So who'd you end up with on that lineup?
Could you guys see the board?
Honestly, no, hardly. We had like 18 people on the panel. It's pretty crazy.
So we ended up with let's see here. Pull it up. Matthew Golden, Jordan Love stack, Calvin Ridley, CMC, James Cook, Breece Hall, Colston Loveland, Cam Little, Pats D.
You drafted Breece Hall. Hold on, Dan.
Yep.
Sorry, not Dan. Billy. You've heard all the Breece Hall fades.
So hang on.
Why would you draft Breece Hall?
This is why you listen to Sleez's content on Twitter and you don't listen to the bullshit you see, because we had, just so you know, there was 24 running backs gone by pick 44.
Yeah, but that's in a home redraft league.
That's what I've been saying. So when you see you can get these guys in the third and the fourth and sixth, it's bullshit, dude.
So like, okay, who are you referring to when they say that you could get these guys at these values?
Just when I see tweets of like 6th round, you can get Calvin Ridley here. 8th round, you can get Stephon Diggs, or 5th round, you can get Travion Henderson. You just can't get these guys.
Who's posting that? Who's the misinformation nation putting out that misinformation?
There's a couple of content creators. I'm not gonna name anybody.
Oh, man.
Derek, not everybody plays in super competitive leagues.
That's true as well. I knew that was coming.
My wife plays in one at work with. It's not the most competitive league I've ever seen.
For what it's worth, I'm in a very competitive league. I got Bijan Robinson at the 104.
That's crazy
right now, and it's a slow draft in one of the Jersey leagues for the Fantasy Football Advice Network. And then on the way back, I got Nico Collins.
Is that the 2.8? Is that a 10-man or a 6-man? What are we talking here? That was crazy.
I'll be honest, I have no idea. I signed
up. I
saw
Nico Collins at the 2.8, and I almost lost my mind.
Yeah. And I'm the defending champ in that Jersey league. So Bijan Robinson at the 104 is crazy. I think I was supposed to be sleep deprived. I thought it was like sleep deprivation pick, And then it's a big league, and I won the Jersey League last year. I dominated in the Jersey League last year, and they're just handing it to me again. And I got Josh Allen on the way back because it's also 6 points for a passing touchdown, and I got him in round 3. And I thought with the 6 points per passing touchdown plus 6 points for rushing touchdowns, you get 0.25 points for rushing first downs, like Josh Allen would be off the board in round 1. But nobody really seemed to pick up on that. So we're doing good there. We're doing real good.
People don't read the rules.
Oh man, first thing I did. Maybe I misread the rules, but I wonder if I'm on the clock there.
Disco, I think that's one of the bigger edges in drafters just in general, just because, when you're looking at Underdog and DraftKings, having the playoff format, people come see, the drafters isn't going to fill, there's overlay, and they just draft like it's a playoff format. And like those teams, I don't want to say that those teams are dead because they're not dead, but they're just like, they just have the wrong mentality. It's like not reading the rules, not understanding the contest that you're playing.
Yeah, 100%. I'm on the clock in one of the slows there, and I'm going to get you guys to help me make my click because it's a James Cook jersey. Last year was a Josh Allen jersey. I'm a Patriots fan, but my father-in-law, he's a diehard Buffalo Bills fan, so I'm trying to get him as much Buffalo Bills paraphernalia without paying it myself. So we're on the clock here. And I'll show you guys the team. I'm at the 103. I lied. Sorry, not 104. But regardless, 103, getting Bijan Robinson is ridiculous. And then at the 208, we got Nico. I believe it is a 10-man. All right, even then, still ridiculous. So I don't need.
Can you take Juan Pena's comment off so we can see below the screen a little better?
Do you want me to zoom in too? I could.
You went Bijan, Nico, Allen, Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
And you're on the clock again.
Yeah. So I need a wide receiver 2 or tight end here. I'm thinking Xavier Worthy, but I'd be reaching, and there's a world where he could come back. Mike Evans, I don't necessarily love. Devontae Adams is a high upside pick. Terry McLaurin, I don't love. DK, I don't love. I'm thinking wide receiver here, or I can get a flex with Chuba because the wide receiver value is going to be so good. So I'm thinking like a Chuba. I'm thinking Chuba here. What do you guys think?
I love Chuba, man.
Same.
Like over Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, Devontae Adams, just based off of the first down equity and the touchdowns and all that stuff. Because you get 0.25 for every first down.
You get 0.25 per carry too?
Yeah.
Yeah, running back.
Yeah, you got to go Chuba.
Yeah, running back.
Okay.
I'm really starting to buy a lot of heavy Charbonnet too. I know you love K9. I did the hype on Charbonnet is growing to the roof.
I think it's important to leave with either one.
Yeah. I just tagged you on a tweet, by the way.
Me?
Yeah.
Sleez, you queued up for the next Superflex?
No, not yet. Should I?
You should. It's not. It's like 10 to 12.
I didn't know you guys were in it.
Yeah, but what's the tweet that
Disco, you're in it, right? You and I are both queued up for the next Superflex?
100%.
Okay.
I want to look back on our stream on like February, where we literally talked about you should be grabbing Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper in round 20 the whole time.
We said it was like free, and we said that, and I quote, I said, and I think I even tweeted it. I don't know how you search people's tweets, but I think there's a way where you could tweet it, search my tweets, where I said they are doing the savvy vet thing that DeAndre Hopkins did. You remember me saying this. And I've said this time and time again. They're doing the savvy vet wide receiver thing, where at the end of the career, during their last hurrah, so to speak, where they're working for essentially one of their last contracts, the older wide receivers and Amari Cooper and Keenan Allen, what these guys are doing is they're bypassing all the bullshit of training camp. Amari Cooper did it. Like, training camp's over, people are getting cut, final rosters, Amari Cooper, bada bing, bada boom, signed. Keenan Allen, not so much, but he still bypassed all the mandatory minicamp and all that bullshit. So, we nailed that. We hit that on the head. By the way, guys, I don't want to gatekeep this information. Remember how we were all about time you broke in the good hat, says Derek Brown. Appreciate you, D, bro. Appreciate you big time, boy. I said, boy, I'm a cutting, but he ain't Keenan Allen all day, free pick. Hell yeah. Tyler, if you want to hop on, I'll get Sleez to send you a StreamYard link.
Oh yeah, why Debo's in here too? We were just talking about it. Where's Jacoby Myers going, my man? Please don't say my Niners, please.
No, Debro posted about it. We spoke about it. He actually tweeted about it. You could check his Twitter. He tweeted about the landing spot. He doesn't agree on the San Fran.
He does agree with San Fran.
I said, boy, I'm a cutting, but he ain't a bleeding. He said, dear Lord, foghorn leghorn. I said, boy, I don't think Myers gets traded. But okay, but humor us, because I remember your tweet. I remember you tweeting about it. I don't remember the landing spots you said. I remember coming in like a wrecking ball and saying, he's going to San Francisco. I think Xavier Legette's kind of like the last hurrah here. Yeah.
Speaking of great calls, though, you got me, Andrew. I got to give you props where credit is due. You got me on JCM early.
Oh, I love that. I love that, man. What's your ADP exposure like to JCM? Because now
I literally just looked it up, and I do my exposure slightly different. So, like I think your exposure, like you know how it tells you, hey, you've got 8% and you've got $342. I'm literally just making up numbers.
Yeah.
Like how I think you should actually do that exposure is take your total amount that you're in for. Let's say you're in for $1,000 for easy math, and you've got $100 of JCM. Like you have 10% exposure to him. Doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like if you do like on DraftKings, if you've got JCM in like a 5-5-5 draft, like that's heavy exposure to a guy in terms of your overall portfolio. So to me, I've got how Drafters does it. I have 8% of JCM at an ADP currently of 216.
God, that's beautiful.
I mean, I've been taking him a decent amount recently now at ADP of 90 or 100. So obviously my ADP of 230 is continuing to lower it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got about 9% in terms of actual dollars at ADP of about 215.
Hey man, I'm not drafting him right now at his current value. I have 20% of him with a ADP of 239.
Dude, mine's 87 shares at 231.8. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. But nah, I don't agree. Not San Francisco, says Derek Brown. Is that Dick Tracy? Who is Dick Tracy? This is big draft energy, boy. Good to see you, Willie. Love you, buddy. New England, Atlanta, Minnesota, or the New York Jets would be my guesses, and I think they're very logical.
New England, number one. God, Derek's think alike. But here, so since Debo's here,
hold on. He said we've been out here in these Bill streets, and when somebody says Bill, we got to put up the little Bill.
This is what I want to talk about here. Where are you drafting, and where have you seen in competitive fantasy football leagues Jacory Croskey-Merritt get drafted? Both my leagues, he went in round 7.
My most recent redraft league, I saw him go off the board at the 509, and it's just your typical. I almost said standard PPR, which is just stupid. It's just your most typical PPR, like nothing.
And do we think he's going to be the guy? There's so many running backs on contract situations. There's so many possibilities.
I think I'm enjoying all of my taxi squad roster spots where I have JCM because I've been in on him early and often. But am I paying that? No, I think people are delusional. And one of my favorite things this part of the year is overreaction season, because ultimately you could get just as good upside 3 rounds later with Austin Ekeler. I think 7th or 8th is fine. Yeah, I got Austin Ekeler in that exact same draft where JCM went off the board at the 509. I got him in round 9. So give me Austin Ekeler all day, every day. Because if Austin Ekeler balls out once, I know I could sell high. Because people are just
I took him at the 7-5. I didn't think he'd make it back.
Are you in the Superflex, by the way?
Yeah, it dropped a person. It's back to 10. I'm in.
Debro says I have him 81st overall, just so people have a fighting chance. But he's going way earlier. Huhaim says, what's up, Huhaim? Shout out to Huhaim, man. This guy came on at like 3 a.m., 2 a.m. Eastern time, and he came on just before his shift, and he thought it was just going to be him and I, but like we had 13 people on the panel, and we were just like debate city. It was a
lot of heads going.
I introduced them to this, Sleez.
Hold up. What did you just say? I'm going to need you to stand on business.
And every take, literally every take from like 2 to 5 a.m., people are like, no, I don't agree. Stand on business. We had like Hutchinson Brown and we had Doug Orth just like going at each other. So we gave them the solo cams there. We uploaded the first 10 hours. We're working with StreamYard right now because I don't have the premium version, even though I paid for the premium version, to upload all 24 hours. Like I will gladly enhance the premium version to upload the rest of the stream, and then we're going to clip a bunch of it. But yeah, man, what a crazy story. Just a great time, gentlemen. He stays in Vegas because the Fantasy Advantage. Shout out to Hype, the Fantasy Football Advantage. A great channel for you to subscribe to and follow. We are queued up in the Superflex right now. It's hard not to speak with the Texan twang right now. And I don't know if it's the hat. Like, we just got this hat today. That Texas twang, it'll get you, boy. I say, boy.
I sent you a little private chat.
Crazy? Yeah, and we could certainly. I'm all on board about doing that. Like, you've basically done an entire super flex or whatever you're drafting here. You've done an entire draft since we've been queued up in this $10. Like, these super flex do not fill quickly, and this is like prime. It's like 7-8 o'clock on the East Coast. Like, this is like prime drafting time. Yeah.
Hello, what's good, everyone? Good to see you, Bing King. What's up, fam? What's up, Who Hames? He says, I'm in something else at the moment. Heard, what you in? You faced, I want a pizza. Queued up in the $10 Superflex. Hop in, friends. Hell yeah. Get in here.
I'll send it to you, Jared. You got it.
I can pop on for about 20. Hell yeah. Yeah, get in here. He's not going that high in most drafts. So, Debra, what shows you got tonight, man? Because I know you're doing God's work and you're running around with all these other content creators. So what other shows you got going on tonight? I just did a show with the beautiful folks from BullRush. Shout out to BullRush, our sponsors, and we're gonna play a clip real quick for you guys. But yeah, we just did a show there, and it was a good time. So I got to meet Dan Leach, I believe is his name. Just a beautiful man, just a wonderful human. Jalen Coker. Okay, so guys, I said this earlier, and Sleez will get to the topic that you wanted to talk about. You know how Updog every year he drops the names. Like, these are the names, like Kyron Williams, Puka. The year Kyron Williams and Puka were just like phenomenal. Last year it was Bucky Irving and Brock Bowers. Those guys were phenomenal. He dropped the names. During the 24-hour draftathon, and I literally wrote it down. I had a pen like for him. I literally had a pen and paper next to me because I knew I wouldn't remember it. But he dropped the names. What's up, Bye Bang? Good to see you, man. Debro says, I'm digging into Primer. Just got off VSIN. And another quick guest by. Hey, man, God bless you. God bless you. It is the most wonderful time of the year, man. Most wonderful time. We got a super flex here. I'm at the 104. Billy's at the 109. Y Dad's at the 110. Rabona King's at the 111. Sleez is at the 106. Mount Matumbo is at the 107. My guy Donkey, I don't know if you guys know Donkey from Sheck. Just a beautiful person. He's at the 105. Just a great all-around guy. Donkey from Sheck.
I feel like he's in.
I wish I had the voice for you right now.
I feel like I see Donkey from Shrek in a decent number of these super flex leagues.
He's
what's up, Tyler?
What up?
Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, one of the best channels that you could possibly, or pages you should possibly and could possibly follow on X. PPR tips. Dude gives phenomenal fantasy football advice at a very high level, and he does it a heck of a lot. Give him a follow. Welcome to the show, and it's Jared, right?
Yep, it is Jared, but I know you guys like Tyler. Very, very kind intro from you. Appreciate that.
Well, there is a guy named PPR Tyler, and he's big in the best ball street. So I think that's
interesting.
There's a guy named PPR Tyler.
I don't think I knew that.
But you guys are two completely different people. So why don't you introduce yourself to the folks, and welcome to the panel, because I know Sleez wants to talk about a topic. But after your introduction, I'm going to tell them dog players, because I can't keep this much longer.
Absolutely. I mean, I'll keep it simple. It's Jared, PPR Fantasy Tips. I mean, you kind of laid it out pretty well. Just find me on Twitter. I post every day. Always love kind of going back and forth, giving advice, hearing other people's perspectives, just keeping it light and having some fun.
Gotcha. So sad I missed the entire draftathon. It's okay, Chef. Sup by you, long time no see, says Bing King. Also, Emo Cowboy, who is Tyler. Gotcha. I don't know. I know there's a PPR Tyler out there. I know that.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah, me too. Probably not. I'll probably forget. But I'm just I'm gonna tell you guys 3 of Updog's guys because he's hit these guys at 100% rate, and he gave me 3 of them this year instead of 2. Obviously,
he
Dylan
follows
Sampson.
me, bro. PPR Tyler, best ball drafts every day. Yeah.
See, I told you he's a thing, especially on Underdog. Like he's kind of a big deal in the best ball streets. So Updog said Dylan Sampson for 1. Then he said Tank Bigsby. He's in on Tank Bigsby this year, and then I've been getting that. And he said the last one is Ollie Gordon. Those are his 3 guys he's targeting, like he did the Brock Bowers and the Bucky, like the Kyron and the Puka. So he gave me those 3, and I've been drafting them like unlimited. And I know I'm probably not going to get them in this draft because I announced it with you guys here. PPR did 200 in straight days. That makes sense. I just feel like I let you down. Don't feel like that. The beautiful thing about the 24 draftathon is or this draftathon versus last year's draftathon is we're going to upload everything that we did with every guest. We're doing it 10 hours at a time, and you can just fast forward and see who did what, and then we're going to do some shorts from that because some of the greatest fantasy football discussions happen. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the streets. Sleez wants to talk about Quinshon Judkins and what we're going to do. So we'll go Jared, PPR tips, and then we'll go stat ATL, and then we'll go Sleez bomb, and then I'll wrap it up.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Judkins, I am very likely not touching him if he dropped far enough down in my draft, and with the assumption that I could maybe stick him on an IR spot or something like that and just wait to see, because I do like his talent. And I do think that if he does sign, give him a week or 2 or maybe 3 weeks to kind of ramp it up, and maybe in the back half of the season, he could be a really big player. But, I'm not going to force it. It's more of like if I'm kind of weaker on running backs or whoever's on the board doesn't really appeal to me, maybe I stash him. But in general, I'm probably not touching him in redraft. And in Dynasty, I would happily draft him though and just stash him away because he's gonna make plays eventually.
Now, Jared, what about in best ball here? He's been falling 20, 30 spots past ADP. Now, obviously, if he doesn't play, it's mutant point. But, like, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I'm not mistaken, but all charges were dropped, right? Or there was a settlement, either or. So, like, a contract should be inevitable, right? What are people worried about right now? What are the repercussions, and how far are you willing to let him fall in this format here on Drafters and Best Ball, where it's PPR format? How far are you willing to let him fall in ADP before you say, like, no, this is too good of a value, I need to take him for the upside?
Yeah, I mean, I think if he's falling 20 spots or so past ADP, I'd be willing to give him a shot in Best Ball, just because you're looking for kind of finding that upside, that steal that can really pop for you. Like anything, it just depends on who would be available around his ADP. I'm not totally sure off the top of my head ADP wise within Best Ball where he goes or who he goes around, I guess.
Roughly the 168.
What players, I guess, are going around there? I just
so you got Austin Ekeler. Hold on, I'll just pull it up for you right here because I don't have the call and I don't want to do any guesswork because that's not what we do here. So we're just going to scroll down until we see him. Let me know when you guys see him. Jacory, Croskey-Merritt, J.K. Dobbins, William Allen, Jadon Blue. Wow, he's falling, eh? Scam Scatterbo. Right here. So Javonte Williams, Pearsall, Tootin, Trey Benson, Austin Ekeler, Cedric Tillman, Kyle Pitts, Brian Robinson Jr., Jordan Love territory.
I'm probably not taking him. I'd rather take a shot on Javonte Williams somehow becoming the running back 1 and kind of doing his thing in Dallas. I think it's just a situation where Javonte's set up for success, and maybe he disappoints. I've thought he was set up for success in the past and he's disappointed, but on that Cowboys offense, I think it just gives him a little bit more of a boost. And I've read stuff saying that he, feels back to quote normal. I know they probably just, they always say that, but in Best Ball, I'd be willing to give Javonte a shot.
Now you are a Cowboys fan, right?
Yeah, I'm out of Dallas.
Howdy, partner. Sorry, super Canadian of me. I apologize. I'm having way too much fun with this right now. How good do you feel about Javonte Williams behind your first round pick that you guys just brought in, Tyler Booker, the mean mauler, the guard from Alabama. He was one of my favorite players I've ever scouted and looked at because I always start with the Hoggies because I was a former Hoggie myself.
Sure.
I'm very excited for you guys in that running room. And before the draft, I made a statement saying I don't care where he signs, as long as he signs somewhere, I'm investing in that backfield. So sell me on Javonte Williams running behind him because I am invested in that backfield.
I mean, I think the sell is just that, you look at the running backs that have been in that Dallas backfield over the past couple of years, and we've typically had, a better talent, bigger name, someone that people are a little bit more excited about. But I kind of feel like, I didn't think Rico Dowdle was all that. I mean, I think it's kind of a similar thing in my mind where it's just, stick someone in a good spot. And if he can be just like decent, I think that at least in a PPR format, because he's a big pass catching running back, or at least he has been in the past. Yeah. If they continue that, I think he could be a good value that late in drafts. And at least in a best ball format, I'm looking for guys that can pop. And I think on that offense, you could get lucky and he could have a game where he has one or two, maybe like 2 touchdowns, couple passes. I don't expect that often, but I do think it's in the realm of possibilities. So, probably a better floor than some other guys in that range and has potential to have a good ceiling as well.
And like you alluded to in PPR format, why not take advantage of a guy who we saw get hyper targeted, and he's going to need to be hyper targeted where the implied point total is going to be through the roof with Dallas. Mind you, that defense is not looking like it's going to be stopping a lot of people, so we know that they're going to have to pass a heck of a lot. I love that response. Sleez, going back to Quinshon Judkins, Billy, going back to Quinshon Judkins, how do you feel about him? What are you doing with him? Are you drafting him at all, or is he a dead asset? Because I saw Debro post earlier today that Joe Mixon and Quinshon Judkins are just off of his draft board completely. I don't know if it was Debro or Pete. It was one of the two, Pete Nova. And if I'm misquoting you, I apologize.
You want me or Sleez?
Well, I was going to say before you dive into it, I wasn't talking about like, are we drafting him? I wanted to talk about the updates that came today, or the updates that Florio dropped, and what people are talking about with Judkins.
Oh, please lay it out for us. Sorry, Billy, is that okay?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, lay it out for us.
Hang on, I'm on the clock here.
Running back, Travion Henderson.
Yep.
It's Henderson, Travion Henderson on this channel.
So Florio tweeted out today there's a possibility that he's not signed before the cutoff for the roster and that he could go back to Ohio State. The Browns would still hold the cards in their hand of him if he would come back in the draft next year, which I don't know how that plays out for your dynasty if you drafted him, because it's uncharted waters or anything like that. And then there's another update of that the NFL investigation may end here right at the cutoff, and he hasn't practiced or anything at all with the team or nothing like that, and could be on the roster and could be a possible massive suspension as well with it. So it's like none of that is like set in stone, but the Florio thing was interesting about he would still get paid at Ohio State, and he wouldn't get paid this year for the Browns, which is crazy. Like what?
Like our Mike Florio, like NFL Network Mike Florio, or the other Michael Florio?
Okay, I'll quit it right here.
Who's the other Mike Florio?
there's multiple Michael Florios actually, and they're both in fantasy football. It's kind of hilarious. Yeah, I'll text Florio right now.
Here we go. So this is from Pro Football Network. Where is this? NFL Insider recently speculated that Cleveland Browns rookie making a stunning decision before taking his first snap in the league. Where did he participate in summer practices? Judkins never signed a contract for the 36th selection in spring's drafts. Not inking the deal, this could be the beginning of a season of relatively uncommon. According to Pro Football Talk, Mike Florio believes that returning to college gridiron could still be in the cards.
It's not Michael F. I just texted the wrong Florio then. Okay. Awkward. Dan, sorry, I'm sorry I keep calling you Dan because you remind us of my buddy NFL DFS picks. His name is also Dan. Sorry, Billy. Won't happen again. It probably will. I'm very sleep deprived. Forgive me.
Kenneth Walker fell that far. I'll smash
he
that.
Said
Judkins not doing it. I'm not drafting him.
So this Florio says, I have no idea what you're talking about. Thanks a lot, Sleez. Okay, cool. Disregard.
I just was reading the name Michael Florio. Do they spell it different so I could know the difference?
One is Michael F. Florio, and that's the guy you met at
Okay, this is Mike Florio. Yep. Okay.
I just think so I do for this, I'm the drafters person. So I don't play the playoff contest. Like, I just do cumulative scoring. And I feel like for cumulative scoring, like, there's guys around him slightly before, slightly after that I would just much rather have. Like, there's so much uncertainty, and it's not like he goes, or it's not like he's going in the 16th round, where if he's a complete dud, like, not a big deal. Like, he's going in, like, what were you saying? Like the Jordan Love territory. Like,
Yeah.
Jordan Love goes in like the 120s, 130. Like, I don't want that big of a question mark. And it's not like if you get it right, it's very unlikely that the Browns are just this like killer offense where like he's just giving you a top 10 running back overall for the weeks that he's playing. Like, the Browns play in a tough division with tough defenses. Like, and it's not like Dylan Sampson and Jerome Ford are like, they're not going to just disappear. Like, so to me, like, Judkins is just, unless he falls to like ADP 160, 170 next week, the last week of like, then I'll take some shots. But I literally have 1%. Like, I think I've drafted him like 4 times in like 400 rosters.
I respect that. So while you were speaking, I just got breaking news. The Las Vegas Raiders are not making noise, are not done making noise and news today. They just traded for Kenny Pickett for a future 5th. So this is the second time Kenny Pickett has been traded.
Oh my God, these NFL teams are so lost.
Do you know who that makes me love? Especially in Superflex? No, I want Gabriel. Like,
Gabriel. Oh, okay.
Like, it's not going to be Joe, like, in a super flex. It's not going to be Joe Flacco all season. So, like, if you could get Dylan Gabriel in the 20th round, he's probably a guy who doesn't get drafted. Like, that's how you win these super flex contests, coming from someone who's won these contests, is you've got to get massive weeks out of positions that, your 19th, 20th round guys. You should be drafting backup quarterbacks, because if they start weeks, if they give you 3 or 4 games and they're giving you 20 points, 15 points those weeks in one of your 2 super flex spots, what other 19th, 20th round picks are giving you any week of 15 or 20 points? Maybe one guy? Maybe.
It makes sense. So we do have a question here, guys, and I promised Cam the Ham that we would answer it. It's 10-man, half PPR league, so Sleez is not answering this.
Love 10-mans. Bring it on.
Starters: Lamar, Derrick Henry, Travion Harrison, Pollard, Neighbors, Evans, and Kraft. Bench: Diggs, Swift, and Judy. Bigsby, Ramondre Stevenson, Wandell Robinson, and Drake May. Thoughts on the team? Any of you have thoughts on the team that you'd like to share? Jared?
I like the team overall. I think the running back, I love getting Derrick Henry, stacking that with Lamar. The only part that really stands out to me that kind of makes me a little nervous, and it's funny, I actually just posted about it before, maybe like an hour ago, is Tucker Kraft. I like Tucker Kraft, but I don't know that I'm sold on starting him on a weekly basis, only because just Green Bay, they tend to just spread the ball around all the time. What gives me hope is all the injuries, though, in Green Bay. So maybe that could change things.
I love that you said that, because during the 24-hour draftathon, everybody and their mom said he is their dark horse for tight end 1. And they all had very, very, very great arguments. So I'm gonna play this for you, because I'm gonna need you to stand on business.
Hold up. What did you just say? I'm gonna need you to stand on business.
So essentially, when we play that, it means that you need to stand on business. You have a minute and a half to really explain your case as to why you don't think he's startable in redraft, when a lot of the content creators, Hutchinson, Brown, a lot of them have them as a dark horse tight end 1 this year, if it's not one of the elite 3. So your minute and a half starts now, if you're up for it.
Let's get it. I mean, so I wouldn't say that he's not startable. I definitely think if you're like ranking your tight ends, that he's within my top 12. But if I'm looking at tight ends that I'm looking to draft and looking for a guy that I feel good about starting every single week and not blinking, he's one of the guys that's like, I really like his talent. I think he's done really well when he's been given good opportunities, good, target volume for a week, but I'm not confident based on just how that offense has operated in the past, with just their sporadic kind of giving of one guy targets. 2 weeks later, they've switched it up. I want to say they were barely giving Jaden Reed like 5 targets a week last year, which to me, that was the most insane part of that entire offense. But the upside, or, if I'm going to try and be positive about it, is I would say, Jaden Reed's dealing with an injury, Romeo Dobbs dealing with an injury, Wicks, or not Wicks,
Christian Watson
dealing with an injury. So they've got a lot of injured guys already, and that could open up the targets. I think it really just comes down to target volume. I'm not as confident that he's going to get, we'll just call it like 6 to 7 targets per game. I'm not so confident that he will see that. If he does, I definitely think he'd be good. I definitely would not say tight end 1 overall, though. There's many other guys that I like, over him.
Evan Ingram, baby.
You know what? I asked you to stand on business, and you did. God bless you. So while you're up there, we got Miles Young asking a question. I got offered Puka and Diggs for Chase Brown, Tet and Devontae Adams. Do I take it?
Puka and Diggs for Chase?
Not a chance.
No, I'm probably not taking that.
You're not taking.
Or wait, hold on. I got
Chase Brown, Tet, and Devontae Adams.
I'm keeping Chase Brown, Tet, and Devontae Adams.
Yep.
Okay, so he's keeping his guys.
Yeah.
Billy, where you at with that?
Same.
Sleez, you're in agreement?
100%.
All right.
And I love Diggs, so, but not for that.
It's another place we disagree respectfully. I'm not a Diggs truther at all, and I'm a Patriots fan. Dallas could be one of them offenses that the passing game opens up everything, and the RB lanes are there and needs to be efficient. Well, I mean, to add to your point, Bing King, and that's a fantastic point, we know that they're going to air the ball a heck of a lot, so teams are going to have to fill in there with lighter boxes, so those lanes should fill up. I love that take there. I thought you declared for draft you were done. No, we were queued up for the entire first draft for the second Superflex. It took almost an hour to fill. Kenny Pickett has been traded to the Raiders. Appreciate you, Rabona. Judkins will fall into 7th round because he'll still be liable for suspension. I mean,
Jackson Dart, baby.
Here he's fallen really, really far. Did you just have a an episode of Tourette's there? Why are we talking?
Love getting that pick. Line my guy up.
Jackson Dart. My bad. I'm fairly sure once you declare you are out of the NCAA 100%, he could go to the XFL. Thoughts? Come on down to the CFL. That's where all you NFL rejects end up coming. Does he think he can avoid suspension? I mean, I was under the impression that he could, but once again,
Are we talking about Judkins?
Yeah.
He can still go to the NCAA. He can still go back.
Kenny Pickett to the Raiders, Bones being incredibly facetious. Like, I now know Bones is probably the most sarcastic human being on the planet, saying RIP Geno Smith. I know you're facetious, sir. I need Cousins to be traded. How nice would that be, right? Was always Gabriel. Wow. So we got multiple Dylan Gabriel truthers in the house. That's crazy. I loved him too, for what it's worth. But more than Shador, I cannot say that I'm with you guys there. Okay. Raiders probably traded for Pickett because O'Connell got hurt. They needed a solid backup quarterback. Farva is still there. Alita Cola is still their backup quarterback there. Alita Cola is still in Vegas. Crazy. Green Bay could be in trouble again this season. That's the vibes I'm getting. Disrespectful. Probably more around the same for Kraft as we got last year, which was elite numbers. Trades happening left, right, and center. Keep an eye on the news. I appreciate you. Got to go. I'll post draft in the group chat. Good luck, brother. I agree.
Yeah.
Kraft being a tight end 1. What are we doing here?
No, it's a dark horse tight end 1 call, so you can't get mad at it, but I don't think there's a chance.
Yeah, I mean, like some people love him, and like
he's a specimen.
I just traded for him in one of our dynasty leagues, and I'm happy with that trade. I believe that trade was with you, Sleez. I'm pretty sure as long as you don't sign your contract, you can go back to college. Oh, that's a fun little wrinkle.
That's what it is.
You know what I need? I need somebody in our community to be a lawyer, not because like I'm having legal issues, because I'm not. We're good. But I need somebody like when we get breaking news like that, they hop on the show with all the legalese and give us all that verbiage. Have you
need to get Drew Davenport locked in, bro? Get him on.
Yeah, I mean, I cannot afford him. Respectfully, we are just a little channel, and we are growing slowly but surely. And shout out to the 500 plus people watching us on X. Come over to the Big Draft Energy YouTube channel, smash a like. Smash a subscribe. It costs you nothing, and it means the world to us. It really does help us a heck of a lot. We have not closed the GoFundMe for the 24-hour draft-a-thon where all proceeds go to hospice and palliative care. We did achieve our goal of $4,500, but our goal is also to help every and any family who is going through these impossible moments of saying goodbye to a loved one. So you too can help if you go to the bigdraftenergy.com website and click on the GoFundMe. Any donation and every donation goes a really, really long way. I'm going to lock in and try to make my next pick here, but if there's a topic that any of you want to talk about, and I'm so sleep deprived, I would love that.
What are your thoughts on 4 QBs in here, Billy?
I prefer it.
Good question, Sleez.
You prefer it?
I prefer it, but I think you've got to be
dart throw
conscious
late
of
on
the
our-
draft capital of where you're taking them. So I think it's a huge mistake to take 3 quarterbacks in the first 3, 4, 5, 6, even like 7 rounds, because essentially what you're saying is one of my first 6 or 7 round picks is going to sit on the bench every week, and I'm going to, you know what I mean? Like,
So in other words, just saying my draft is golden. I like it. All right.
Yeah, I mean, so like I took 2 quarterbacks in this draft in the 5th and 6th round. I'm not going to take another one until like the 18th, 19th, 20th round, because I'm basically saying I'm expecting JJ McCarthy and Jordan Love, except for their bye weeks, they're going to give me 15 to 20-ish points every week. And so why am I taking another guy when I could be loading up wide receiver, tight end, running back, the other skill positions that just matter more? That's just my take. Like, I think that if you, again, like, I'm not trying to say the roster I'm building here is like a phenomenal roster, but I bet if we look at it at the end of a draft and we compare it to any of the teams that are in this draft, like, you're going to say it's stronger at the other positions. And it's probably going to be slightly weaker at quarterback, like, you know, than like Disco, who's got Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert. Like, yeah, he's got 2 great, strong quarterbacks, but he took both of them before I took McCarthy or Love. So, like, I just expect my other positions to be stronger. And I think that McCarthy and Love are decent enough quarterbacks to give you, you know, usable weeks.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, like, I think with Superflex, I think the best thing that we can agree on, especially in this Superflex tournament, is whatever we know about the Superflex tournament historically, that's not going to repeat, right? Because it's always forever interchaining and always forever a little bit different. Strategically, in my opinion, if you have one of the elite 4 quarterbacks available, you smash one of those. And if Justin Herbert falls to you at a delicious value in round 5, you also smash that relatively early, because typically he goes off the board in round 3, 4. So I'll take that value all day, every day. James wanted to see the hat, so he made me turn on my light. So we did that. So we got a question here. And the question is, Malik Neighbors or Drake London in week 1? I believe Drake London is playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is the 24th most advantageous matchup. So very advantageous. Neighbors is playing Washington Commanders. Also a very advantageous matchup.
Dude, Ollie Gordon is off the board. What the? Wow.
Yeah.
They're buying into the hype.
Well, like, look at it this way, right? That offensive line has
150
has improved. They look bigger. And then we got a Raheem Mostert truther up here, and he's very familiar with what Raheem Mostert did in that
is true.
Right? I'm saying that what was it, 20 touchdowns? He was very efficient in the touchdown production. Where you have a bullish offensive line like that, where they are big road grader types. Ollie Gordon is healthy. Jalen Wright is damn near right off, and we've seen this offense not literally 2 years ago, like just a season prior, have and provide 2 top performing weekly running backs. So I mean, the Ollie Gordon logic and rationale makes sense because Jalen Wright is no longer a thing. But yeah, let's go back to the question here. Neighbors versus Washington or Drake London. Like,
London.
Is this a DF? So, like, listen, if you're in a world where you have to pick either one, that world should only be DFS and only DFS. Like, there's no other reason for you to have to pick between.
Who's your third wide receiver that you have to fit one of these two?
So like Binking's like I know he's in
He's
the
talking DFS lineup.
I know he's in the DFS street. So like I had to take a step back, right? Once again, sleep deprived. So DFS wise, who has higher upside and who will outscore who in week 1? You got Drake London versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who give up a heck of a lot of points to opposing wide receivers, fantasy wise, especially in PPR format. And you got Malik Neighbors versus the Washington Commanders. And I know you got to leave soon. PPR tips, so we'll let you go first and take the honors.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm going Malik Neighbors there. Week 1, that's obviously a tough decision. I think both of them could very easily put up huge numbers, great matchups, like y'all said. But I think I'm going to put my trust in Russ throwing to Neighbors, and I've got more confidence that Neighbors can see a little bit more volume than Drake. I know, in the short span that we got to see Penix throw to Drake London last year, he definitely did a great job, but
it was 39%, the most out of the entire NFL, even more than Jamar Chase. I know it's a small sample size, but just to go accordingly to your point.
Yeah, I guess I'm just more confident in trusting Russ week 1 to throw to Neighbors than I would be Penix throwing to London. There's not much. I'm kind of just like grasping at straws to kind of choose between two. But if I had to pick, I definitely think that the Giants will be 100% playing from behind, and they're just going to be throwing like absolute madmen. So I'd rather take a shot on Neighbors.
So what if somebody says, and that somebody's me, what if their pushback is this? Like, we have not seen Russell Wilson and Malik Neighbors really take too many reps together, whether it be preseason, whether it be in practice in general, because Malik Neighbors has been injured. And even then, like an ascending talent like Michael Penix and an ascending talent like Drake London, we've seen these guys connect at a very high level where they borderline broke fantasy the last 3 weeks they performed together. Are you betting on that continuing? And where do you have them ranked, each one?
I definitely think that I think Drake London is going to absolutely ball this year. I mean, I think he's, in my mind, an absolute lock to be a top 12 wide receiver for sure, which is fantastic. Penix, I'm not sure exactly where I would have him ranked, but I can say he's not someone, at least in like a 1 QB league, that I would be considering drafting. If it's a super flex league, I would be looking at him maybe as like a QB2 if I waited a little bit to get my second guy. But as far as your point goes, just with, having seen Penix throw to London and not having seen Russ kind of get his, put the show on the road with Malik, I think for me, it's more of, I'm not as worried about that. I think Russ has got so much experience that he's going to be able to get the ball to a talent like Malik Neighbors. There's certain wide receivers that have so much talent that I think they kind of just trump having, quote reps and things like that. The only thing that would worry me if I wanted to pick anything was maybe, is he actually 100% healthy? That would be the one thing that maybe if I was going to nitpick that I would say about Neighbors, but that's where I'd stand there.
I respect it. Can you stick around a little bit, or do you got a jet?
I've got to pop off, but I appreciate y'all having me jump on, and always happy to jump on and talk some ball.
Well, I appreciate you swinging by. Once again, guys, it's PPR Fantasy Tips on X. Make sure you guys go give them a follow, give them a look. Thanks again for swinging by, brother.
Just did.
Later, my man.
Absolutely. See you guys.
All right, Billy, you're up. What you got for us?
It's close. I definitely don't disagree there. I think it's Neighbors for me, just for several of the reasons PPR hit on. It's also like if I asked you this, who's the centerpiece of the Falcons offense versus who's the centerpiece of the Giants offense? Like they're not one for one. Like it's Bijan Robinson for the Falcons. Like that's who's going to touch the ball the most. That's who they have the most trust in. That's who they want to focus their offense around.
Now, Billy, I'm disappointed in you because I know you're also very, very big in the DFS streets, and you should know that nobody runs the ball against that front set. Even Bijan Robinson doesn't get his production and his touchdown equity and his.
The Giants front is going to be gnarly, man.
Sorry,
the Giants front's going to be gnarly.
Well, no, Bijan
Tampa
Robinson
too. Tampa too. Yeah.
Tampa's front so like where Bijan Robinson performs against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is in receptions, because Tampa Bay is just the way Todd Bowles runs that defense is one of the most advantageous matchups for running backs on a weekly basis to hit their receptions marker. I try to always bet on the opposing running backs for receiving upside, but the touchdown equity is not really there. The explosives and the rush attempts isn't going to be there. Where they are weak is in the pass, and I think where Tampa's really weak is in their secondary, and Drake London needs to expose that. It's a much better matchup for him. And I think Bijan's just going to create more one-on-one matchups. So what would you say to that?
I don't disagree with you, but to me, if I'm picking between the two, and again, if you're talking daily like DFS, they're not the same price. Like, Neighbors is more expensive too. But I think if I'm picking them straight up in a vacuum, like I would prefer Neighbors. Like I think Neighbors is good. They're going to be trailing. So Neighbors is going to see double-digit targets. And opportunity is what leads to fantasy points. So to me, that's just where I'm going. I'm not saying like I would never consider London. Like these are super close. And if it's, your standard league, your home league, you don't have this decision. You don't have a third wide receiver who's better than these two guys, unless you're playing in a 4-team league. So I feel like the question is kind of moot, to be honest, like not to be a jerk, but like, and one of the things we teach over at 1 week season is like, it's not about picks. Like it's about like your roster should tell a story. And like, it's not just a 1-for-1, it's not just a 1-for-1 thing here. If you're talking about like a DFS tournament, like you need to pick the player that makes more sense on your roster. This is not just a 1-for-1 thing. So,
well, I think the way he's asking it in a nutshell is who's going to outperform who and who's going to give him the most fantasy football points. Does he need to pay up for Neighbors, or can he get more value out of the discount price of Drake London? But I hear you, and I hear your argument. Sleez, would you like to answer this rudimentary question?
Rudimentary. I mean, Jesus, London, Neighbors. I mean, you're starting them both. I mean, I think the higher touchdown upside lies with London in week 1. I think the higher volume lies with Neighbors in week 1.
I love it. All right. James SEO says
both
from now on
20 points. Or plus.
Yeah. James SEO says from now on, that's the hat you're wearing all season. Any streams you are on, that's the hat. Well, thank God we got 2 of these. I got a gray silver one.
Why I'm on the clock? No Anthony Richardson at all? Their stat? I thought you were taking that.
No, I just have a lot of Anthony Richardson. Maybe I'll take him next round if he's there at 225. Who knows?
Nope.
All right. So this next question, I'm just going to let Sleez answer because I think he can echo and share the sentiment that we all feel. Do we trust Travion Henderson? How soon does he take over the backfield? Shout out to Tyler Turk for the question.
Travion Henderson is the league winner, in my opinion, in every single draft you can get, especially best ball with his home run hitting ability.
What's his nickname?
Henderson.
Travion Henderson.
I thought it was funny to see, Antonio Gibson and Ramondre Stevenson talk about how they're going to split the backup work. So, I mean, that's already kind of scary. I think he's already taken over this backfield.
Oh, yeah.
And he's been drafted in the 3rd round of both my competitive leagues, if that tells you anything.
Hell yeah. Billy?
Yeah, I mean, I like Henderson too. I don't love the draft capital that you've got to use to get him. He's going in the 4th round now. I don't mean to be offensive to you, Disco. Like New England's not that strong in offense. Like that's a big, they're an ascending offense for sure. They went out and they got Diggs. Obviously, Drake May had a great year last year. I think it's a risk. I liked taking him when he was going in the 6th and 7th round. I don't love him in the 3rd and 4th round. I'm not saying I don't ever take him. But there are guys that go around him that I just prefer. Like I think there's a lot, like in the 5th round, I feel like there's a lot less risk with, you're going to disagree with Kamara, but like I feel like there's a lot less risk with Chuba Hubbard. Like that's a guy who's going to get the ball, who doesn't have a whole lot of competition, who's also on a quote unquote ascending offense. Like I'd rather just take Chuba Hubbard and you get Chuba in the 6th round a decent amount of times still. Like I'd just rather go there.
I respect what you're saying, but I have to disagree wholeheartedly for the most part, because as a Patriots truther and diehard, and somebody who just studies and analyzes scheme like it's his job. You look at Josh McDaniels and what he's done historically with backs, with that kind of athleticism, that kind of player profile, that kind of bell cow usage. We've saw it in multiple ways, right? We saw it in New England, where we've seen him make James White, Shane Vereen. What was that little guy's name? There was another guy, little fella, Danny Woodhead. Not Woodhead, little black guy, Dion something Dion something. But yeah, he made all of them very viable receiving backs in third down usage and third down roles. And then you also see the situation where they have guys like Zamir White, or not Zamir White, like Josh Jacobs as a bell back, where he broke fantasy football and just NFL rushing football under Josh McDaniels as well. Josh McDaniels and the New England Patriots offense will do one thing and one thing for sure. They will run the ball efficiently. They will play the game of field position. They'll play solid and hard-nosed defense. I think if you want to lead the draft with anything as a surefire pick there, it is the running back room, and an ascending explosive talent like a Travion Henderson, somebody you want in and out of your lineups as much as humanly possible. There's a reason why I liked him more than Ashton Genty coming into this draft, is because he's an explosive talent. If you put him against all of the accountants and the Amazon Prime workers that Ashton Genty played against in the Mountain Whack, then he would have doubled the numbers that Ashton Genty put up. I think Ashton Genty is going to be fine. I think he's going to be all right. I think he's a very, very talented player, but we're overpaying for him, whereas Travion Henderson is the more complete pro, and he's going to continue to be the more complete pro and just show us that time and time again. All right, we got a super chat, so we always got to push the super chats to the top. Thank you so much for investing in us and helping make the dream continue to come true. Super chats always get pushed to the top. John Paul said with a $4.99 super chat says, I just grabbed Chase at the 102 in PPR. Ladd, Jacobs, Bucky, Jonathan Taylor, Bowers are still up. What should I take in the second and third round? 2 wide receiver, 1 running back, or 1 wide receiver, 1 running back, 1 tight end?
Bucky McBride. Make it easy.
He got Chase at the 102. Ladd, Jacobs, Bucky. Yeah, for me, it's like, you got to go with the 2 running backs because you have that elite wide receiver. You invested in that elite wide receiver. You believe that elite wide receiver is going to sort of carry your team. And once you're making that bet, you kind of have to attack all the other positions after that. So I personally would draft Jacobs and Josh Jacobs and JT, but I'm okay with any of the combination of 2 running backs. I'm definitely attacking the 2 running backs here, though. Bowers is not a consideration for me. And like Ladd would be nice if you started with a Bijan, but you didn't. You started with Jamar Chase. So what about you, Billy?
I think Ladd is the only bad pick, just based on taking Chase. And generally, as Sleez was alluding to, like running backs, that room thins out.
Yeah.
In your home leagues. So yeah, to me, I think you're taking 2 running backs.
It's a 10 man though, right? No, he didn't say.
He didn't say.
I thought I read
like,
10
it
men.
seems like your standard 12-man at this sort of ADP and sort of situation. But yeah, I'm starting 2 running backs, and I don't think you could go wrong with any of them. The odd man out for me is Bucky Irving because like I'm a little bit lower than consensus on him.
Sure. I think that wide receiver is deep in a 12-man standard league when you're generally only taking 1 quarterback. Most of the times you're taking 1 tight end, maybe you're carrying 2, but probably not. Like you're just getting it off waivers. So, and there's plenty of startable tight ends. So, like to me, yeah, it's 2 running backs. I don't care which 2 you take.
Okay, Tyler, you ticked off Tyler Turk with that Chuba Hubbard. We do like Chuba here, but we do like Travion more. He said, high risk, high reward. Choosing Chuba Hubbard is like saying that you're okay with 5th place. Savage. I love that. Anything to fire back?
I am okay with 5th place in this contest. I believe 5th place pays like $100,000.
I will say that is a great comment. Drafting this out the 101. Good shit. Well, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the community, Adam Wallace. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. How do you feel about your draft, Adam? I think you could pivot to Mike Evans for TD in week 1 against Atlanta. I don't know, man. That pass rush is going to be monstrous. Vita Vea's best Vita Vea, best run stopping defensive tackle in the league, and it's not even close. Shout out to KM. Stand on business like it. What's cooking? Hopefully fajitas. I think the wife is making fajitas, and I'm starving. This is my second show in a row. I want to say also my brain, and shout out to George Troyon for kicking off the donations on the draftathon. He donated $100 right off the rip here. What a fantastic man, fantastic human. Thank you, George. Let's rip another queue up, Jen. This was my third draft of the night. I remember I'm coming off of a 24-hour draftathon, so I am tired. Redraft 12-team PPR, Worthy, JCM, and Pearsall. It's Worthy all day for me. I do like Ricky. I do love JCM, but Worthy's floor for me is top 10. His floor for me is top 5. Ricky Pearsall is a top 25 wide receiver. JCM I have right now is my RB 27 in my running back ranking. So yeah. You guys?
Worthy Pearsall JCM.
I think it's asking, it's Worthy versus JCM and Pearsall.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's Worthy. Worthy for sure all day. What do you think?
Oh, this Dynasty or Redraft, right?
Redraft, right?
Which would you rather have?
Depends on what your roster, because getting JCM if he's the starting running back could be huge in this. So it depends on what you kind of have.
So like I'm willing to go out on a limb and say for the entire season, Xavier Worthy outproduces and outscores Jackson's Jacory, Croskey-Merritt, and Ricky Pearsall combined.
No,
Ricky Pearsall's had a big year, bro.
I like Ricky. I like Ricky.
That's crazy.
23 for me.
Is that a stand on business? I didn't
stand
ask
on
this
business
question,
on
but
that. Yeah,
I feel
drop
like
that. Drop that shit now.
I have literally stood on business the entire year saying his, like, I'll play it for you, but like as I said, Xavier Worthy's floor is top 5. If you want me to stand on business, it is on every recorded content.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Probably every live stream. I probably said it 260 times during the 24-hour draftathon. But
hold up. What did you just say? I'm going to need you to stand on business.
Now Henderson has improved between the lines. He is a different beast. And are you a different beast but the same animal? What the fuck does that even mean, Kobe Bryant? Great commercial. If you know, you know. Pats will be playing with a lead every single game, so he should get plenty of runs. I love you, Bones. Go Pats. Yes, Sleez, Bucky. I believe so. That call was a shout out from the boys at the bar. We were watching the stream. Good stuff. What call?
The phone call I took when I muted the mic. They said, "What's up?" Good stuff. Watching the stream.
Thank you for calling, Billy. Do you have to jet?
Yeah, I probably need to go in the next 5 minutes or so. So if you want to look at rosters, let's do that. If not, no worries.
No, we'll look
at show, buddy. You tell me what you want to
do. I know. No, I just want to make sure that like you're comfortable. You don't feel like you're rushed or.
You're gonna find out about Pearsall, Bink.
Pearsall is trash. They sure are cooking. God bless you, baby. I love you. All right. So stat ATL, Billy Gableman. This is his 91st Superflex. Jeez Louise. Tell me you are a best ball addict without telling me you're a best ball addict. Broadster is definitely one of those. 4682. Shout out to Broadster. Love that man. He drafted with me in almost every main during the draftathon, by the way. JJ McCarthy, Jordan Love, Tyler Shuck, Dylan Gabriel. He said he liked him and he stood
on business, buddy.
Josh Jacobs, a little micro stack with Jordan Love. I love that for you. James Conner, J.K. Dobbins. Just kidding. Not a real running back. Ramondre Stevenson, Woody Marks, Taj Brooks. Like, here's mine. And correct me if I'm wrong, but like my stance now, as long as Mixon, I don't think is going to play a snap this year. And if he does, it's going to be at the later ends of the season. He's just not going to pay off any sort of ROI whatsoever. He's a major avoid for me. But if I'm avoiding Joe Mixon, I just don't want anything to do with any of those running backs because I don't think there's any upside with any of them whatsoever. Give me all of the wide receivers. Give me none of the running backs. Am I wrong for thinking that, Billy?
I mean, there's still more.
I think in a vacuum, probably not. I mean, like I'm not 20% exposed to Woody Marks, but like on this roster, like I didn't need more wide receivers when I started Justin Jefferson, Brian Thomas.
That is
you know what I mean? Like this is super flex. I'm intending on playing a quarterback most weeks. You know, in both of those slots, like I have enough at wide receiver to fill 3 slots, I think.
Brad says, "Woo, I got a shot." Brad, I try to shut you out as much as I possibly can. So wide receivers, Justin Jefferson, a correlation piece with JJ McCarthy. Brian Thomas Jr., who I think is wide receiver 1 this year, Jalen Waddle, Josh Downs, Rashad Bateman. Oh no, he took the Bateman. Romeo Dobbs, another correlation piece with Jordan Love, and Debro shocked me when he said he has Romeo Dobbs outscoring Matthew Golden. I need to have a conversation with that man. Darius Slayton, Raymond McLeod, and then you got Brock Purdy, and you got three layers of correlation here with T.J. Hawkinson, Justin Jefferson, and J.J. McCarthy. You essentially have the wide receiver 1 and 2 for at least the first 3 weeks, and in week 3 they have a delicious matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals. So this team is going to come out on fire. I love this draft. I'm giving this even though I'm not a super flex savant or guru, I'm giving this A+ work, man. I'm not just saying this because you're in a hurry. You got to go. Don't worry. When you leave, I'm going to talk shit.
It's fine.
Sleez,
would you have rather I have taken I probably could have gone like Tyler Algier instead of Woody Marks at that 177 range. Like Algier was the next best running back on the board. He went right after me.
And I'll say this: I do like Algier way more than I like Woody Marks.
Yeah, I do.
Because in best ball predominantly, even though you can't project it, we know that there's going to be several weeks where he does have nuclear upside weeks where he puts up 25 to 35 fantasy points just because he's going to go against Carolina at least twice a year.
For sure.
Right. So
you're not paying as much attention when I'm chatting with you guys, answering questions, and then snap, I'm on the board. Let me pick. So, yeah,
no, trust me. I know the feeling. I know the drill. But yeah, I much would prefer Tyler Algier, but this is still A+ work. I still love everything that you built here. Sleez, what do you think?
Yeah, it's good. I'd go A-. A-. I'm not a big James Conner guy this year. I just don't think he's going to make it. But that's player takey.
Okay, I respect it. All right, we got a question here. This is Max's roster. RBs are solid. Do you got to go now, Billy?
I'll take a look at yours or Disco or
run through mine before he goes. I want to get the Billy breakdown.
Cool. George, we'll get to your question right after we look at Sleez's lineup. Right. Sleez goes 4-5-8-3. Dak Prescott, Sam Darnold, Jackson Dart, the SPS darling, Anthony Richardson, Travion Henderson, Kenneth Walker, RJ Harvey. I love your running back room. Joe Mixon. Shit.
But I got them 30 and 40 past ADP.
Shit. So you got 3 running backs. Cool.
I hate your running back room.
Sorry?
You hate it?
I hate it.
CeeDee Lamb.
Because you don't know what you're getting from Mixon and you don't know what you're getting from Junkins. Like you may only have 3 running backs on this roster for literally the whole season.
Even though I said it in a joking manner, I genuinely believe you have 3 running backs in your roster as of now. But I mean, if both of those guys play,
this is league winning.
It's got good upside. It's a gamble, and sometimes gamble and upside wins in these, but it's a gamble I'm not willing to take. So kudos to you for taking that gamble. So CeeDee Lamb correlated with Dak Prescott, Malik Neighbors correlated with Jackson Dart, Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Luther Burden, Pat Bryant, Jalen Noel, Jack Beck. Love that pick for you. Tucker Kraft, Jake Ferguson, another correlation piece with Dak, and then you have Isaiah Likely, who will come back eventually. What do you think of this draft, Billy?
It's just a running back dart.
I think 3 of your silos, as we call them, are strong. Running back is too questionable for me. I probably would have taken. I wouldn't have taken Anthony Richardson. I would have taken another running back. And I almost want to argue against Jack Beck for another running back to go 4-7-7-3. Actually, 3-7-7-3.
I was thinking about that.
You've got Dak and Sam Darnold, who are basically every week starters, and Jackson Dart. If he takes over in week 6 or 7 or 8, you're going to have 2 starting quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Because Darnold and Prescott have a little bit later. They're mid buys. I don't think I would have taken Richardson. I would have taken another running back. And I personally, I don't want to be 2-player taking. I wouldn't have taken Mixon and Junkins together. I think if you want to take a shot on one of them, fine. I wouldn't have taken them together because they both could be literally 0 burgers.
I know, but I did get him 30 and 40 pass just to throw it out there.
So I'll say this: if those 2 play 12 or more games. If those 2 play 12 or more games, let's let that be the caveat to pay off the value that you got them at. 12 or more games, right?
Then it's very strong.
This is an A+. This is tremendous, right? And I think that's what Binking's saying. Mixon's our ace in the hole. your ace in the hole is about to. You got a hole in your bucket, dear Liza. Dear Liza, he's not going to play. I promise you. Like not a single snap. Nevertheless, if they play, it's an A+, right? And the way you win these tournaments is if you risk it. Like you have to make certain gambles that pay off tremendously. And I think this is risky, but I also don't think this makes you unique amongst the rest of the drafters because a lot of people are also doing this strat. When they fall tremendously, they're like, well, I'm just going to get this late RB value. I love the first 3 running backs you have here. And I think with the 3 running back names you have here, you have the upside to potentially have them carry you despite having 2 dead roster spots potentially, right? 3 with Anthony Richardson. I don't think Beck is a dead roster spot for what it's worth. I still like Beck a lot. So I like your draft. This is like B+ floor, A+ ceiling.
That was the goal.
I
was to
agree
pick
on
him late.
ceiling. Floor, I think, is lower than a B. But
Oh, really?
Ceiling, I just think that like Travion Henderson maybe splits time in the beginning. RJ Harvey maybe splits time in the beginning. Kenneth Walker, like you guys are both high on Charbonnet. Like I'm just worried early
he fell
season.
12
like,
spots too.
Don't you ever say that about me. I will take Charbonnet if I don't take Kenneth Walker. It's Kenneth Walker no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you can survive the first couple of weeks and you get Mixon or Judkins to play 10 games, this is a strong build. But if they both don't play, like I think the floor is low. If I'm just
I just wanted to point out that every single player was past ADP.
Yeah.
That's why I was curious if anyone caught that.
Yeah, but ADP has fluctuated so much. What it comes down to is like where do you
I know Superflex is different. I know.
Yeah. So like relatively speaking, I like the names. I like Beck, and we got a couple of comments here. So we'll get to that. But yeah,
Amari Cooper's gone, by the way.
It's good. Billy, thank you for your time, brother.
You want me to do anybody else's? The wife is not yelling at me for dinner yet.
Let's look at BK Mount Matumbo. He's at the 107. He asked us to rip him apart, but before we do that, we have to answer this question. He says, this is Max's roster. RBs are solid. Snag JCM off the wire. Gibbs, Chase Brown, Harvey, Walker, Sharps, Braylon Allen, Ollie Gordon, JCM. Not a question. Why did I think it was a question?
No, he's talking about the trade. The trade of Xavier Worthy for JCM and Pearsall. That's why you're showing the running backs. Yeah, I'd do it. Smash that.
Yeah, do it. Okay, so Mount Matumbo goes 3-5-9-3. Bryce Young, Cam Ward, Jalen Milroe, Bijan Robinson, Chase Brown, Kyron Williams, Tajay Spears, Kendra Miller, Puka Nacua, Cortland Sutton, Stephon Diggs, Michael Pittman, Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin, Isaac Tesla, Troy Franklin, Jalen Coker. I was just looking at Chris Allen's ADP. It's wild. Yeah. We were getting him for free once upon a time. I do like the Coker click, by the way. Travis Kelce, Brenton Strange, Theo Johnson. Talk to me, Billy.
I think your tight end room is fine. I think the wide receiver room is okay. I know this is going to shock you. I think if I go Bijan, Chase Brown, Kyron Williams, I'm taking 4 running backs, and that's all I'm taking because they're all different bye weeks. I think I'm taking one more shot, whether it's fine with Tajay Spears. That's great. Instead of Miller, I'm taking another quarterback. Like your quarterback room is okay. It's kind of weak. You've got two starters with with Young and Cam Ward. I think you need another shot at quarterback. So I probably, instead of Keandre Miller, who you took at 210, pull up the board again, I'm probably taking Anthony Richardson in front of Sleez there. Like that's a guy who, if he starts 6 weeks, he might outscore Bryce Young and Cam Ward during those weeks. Like I think that's the upside that this roster needed. Other than that, I think it's fine. That's the one change I would make.
So what's the grade?
I agree. I mean, the running back room was powerful.
B+. Like your three of these rooms are like your running back room is really strong. Your tight end room is pretty strong.
You like Kelsis here?
No,
I don't either.
Player takey. I'm just looking. I'm looking at what he spent on draft capital. Like I think his tight end room is pretty strong. His wide receiver room for a super flex is about average, maybe slightly better. Maybe not slightly better, but you took 9 shots on goal. I think you're just you need Bryce Young and Cam Ward to have strong seasons, or you need Jalen Milroe to play half the season. That's what he needs for this roster. I would have taken another shot on quarterback.
I like that. Sleez, what do you grade it?
I'm going with the same thing. I go BB plus. I think, when you go Bryce Young, Cam Ward, it's very risky. Although me, I love Bryce. So Bryce is not only he's not even a QB2 to me anymore. He's kind of bumping up. He's going to break out massive this year. But I don't like Cam Ward, Jalen Milroe as your last 2. I think I'd go with Billy, and I would have taken a shot on Dylan Gabriel late, or Shuck, or Rattler, maybe to get a 4th QB.
All right. You getting yelled at yet, Billy?
No, I like your build. I'm looking at you.
Okay. We're going to look at RH Hacks at the 111 first.
Sure.
3593, Patrick Mahomes. Love Patrick Mahomes, especially getting him in the second round. Trevor Lawrence, love that value. And CJ Stroud, that value is wow.
It's good.
You look at the ADP versus, and I know ADP doesn't matter, but the value you got him gives you a significant advantage. Great work, Rabona. You're at 136, so you're deep in these streets. Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift, Bashaw Tootin, Chris Rodriguez. Guys, listen, we know what Chris Rodriguez is, right? And what he isn't is an NFL starter during the regular season. He's not going to be a goal line back during the regular season. We have seen this man time and time again. And when we've seen this man in the preseason, he's been phenomenal for the last 3 years now. But in the regular season, he becomes a cut candidate. We know what Chris Rodriguez is, and he's a great preseason warrior. We know what he is, and he's not an NFL player in the regular season. Stop drafting him, please. Mike Evans, Travis Hunter, Jerry Jeudy, Keon Coleman, Cooper Kupp, Jaden Higgins, correlation piece. So I like that, and I love Jaden Higgins. Can't stop drafting him. Trey Harris, I love the fade there too. Roman Wilson, and so correlation with all 3 quarterbacks, even though it's not as important in Superflex, it still helps, especially if those combinations hit. And then he goes Zach Ertz, Elijah Roy on another correlation piece with the Houston Texans pass offense.
You want me to go?
Yeah, always.
Your quarterback room is obviously strong as AF here. Your running back room is very strong. I think you sacrificed too much by taking CJ Stroud, in my personal opinion. I think your wide receiver room would be a lot better, or would feel to me, your wide receiver room feels weak. If this was a wide receiver room in a standard $20, I think we'd all agree that it's too weak. Correct? So you just see you nodding your head.
Yep.
I think
it's just taking Devontae Adams when Stroud was there on the board.
Yeah. So at 62, yeah, I mean, Williams, Devontae Adams, Zay Flowers, that would make that room feel a lot stronger to me. And again, you've got Mahomes and Lawrence, who you're going to expect theoretically that you're going to play in your 2 flex spots almost every week. So to me, I think Stroud is the wrong pick. I think I'd go wide receiver there. Your tight end's a little weak, but it's tight end. It doesn't matter as much. You took 3 shots, 3 different bye weeks. You've got some correlation there. I don't mind that. I think the wide receiver room is just a little too weak. And I think it's because you took that 3rd quarterback in the 6th round. That's my opinion.
Keon Coleman, though, man. Get ready, folks. I'm telling you. He got it at value, though, so it's harder to debate, but I do agree with the wide receiver room looking weaker. But,
I like the 6 wide receivers. I like the 7.
I like Jeudy. I like Coleman. So, I mean, I'm not out on it. I don't like the tight end room at all. I'm not a Zach Ertz guy this year.
Yeah.
And I don't hate. I think that's where he gets crushed, because Elijah Arroyo has not even beaten out AJ Barner yet. People need to pump the brakes here on Elijah Arroyo. So Dalton Schultz too. I think you're gonna get crushed at tight end as well. But there's one spot you want to give up is tight end. So I don't really hate it. I'd go B plus.
Yeah, B plus is what I would give it to. I just think you gave up too much with CJ Stroud. For me, I'd rather take a wide receiver or a tight end earlier.
I think that comes down to we should all have disciplines when we come into this, certain disciplines. And as good as the value is there, it's temptation, Lord forgive me for giving into these temptations. CJ Stroud at 62nd there, especially when
That's
you
nice.
made
It
those
feels
capitals.
hard to pass,
That
but like, it
temptation is
doesn't
hard to pass
help
up
the
on.
build.
But
Yeah.
you're only human. You're only a man.
Yeah.
We forgive you, but that's where you got to keep your disciplines. And
Because he's
Yeah.
a bench player. He's a top 6. You took him in the 6th round, and he's on your bench most weeks. If he's not on your bench, then it's Lawrence or Mahomes who's on the bench who you took even higher. That to me,
It
that's
feels
a
like
mistake.
if you would have just let Mahomes slide, not knowing that you get Stroud that late, it would have been great.
yeah, I mean, but you
Right.
can
You know,
never in hindsight
know.
you can never tell those. So Adam
Correct.
Wallace at the 101 says, take a look at mine too, if you got
Sure.
the time.
I've got the time.
right,
He goes. I got it pulled up. He goes. Allen, Nix, Rattler. I like that. You got 2 starters, and then you're taking a chance on a guy like Rattler, who could very well take that job. I don't mind only taking 3 quarterbacks when you've got 2 bona fide
Studs.
starters. Marion Hampton, Alvin Kamara, really strong there. Caleb Johnson, ETN, Ekeler, Ford. I don't mind that at all. I think that's an above average running back room. AJ Brown, JSN, Calvin Ridley, Addison, Ayuk. I think this wide receiver room falls off. Like, you've got Addison going to miss the games to start the season. Brandon Ayuk going to start games to miss the season. QJ, like, who knows? Like, I like taking shots on QJ. And then I think you're a little thin with Colston Loveland and Dallas Goedert here. Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably around a B. Like, your quarterback room is strong. Like, I wouldn't have taken a 4th. Your running back room, I think, is above average. I think if you can survive the first couple of weeks at wide receiver, it's fine. Like, depending on how much time Brandon Ayuk misses. I don't know. I think tight end's pretty weak here, too. I think you had to take a third. You have to take a third tight end with Loveland and Goddard, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a certain tier drop off, and that's definitely there. I'm going to say this is a B for me. And I think you nailed it on the head here, man. The self-reflection is very important, and like the self-analysis is bang on here. I think I needed another wide receiver over Caleb. So if you look at where you took Caleb, right here, wide receivers available were
Deebo Samuel, Chris Olave.
Deebo, Olave, Rashee Rice, Juan Jennings, Judy, Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, I think if you take any of those guys, you take Deebo Samuel, Olave, like, then instead of Trey Tucker in the 19th, you just take another tight end.
Yeah.
Theo Johnson's on the board. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I love Theo Johnson, but Dalton Schultz, you know what I mean? Like, if you take another one of these guys, at least you have more depth at tight end.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. This is not why hold on. My words ain't word. The reason why they call me Big Draft Energy is because we make big draft calls. Fuck it. I'm just going to say the lineup. I am not wording. Forgive me, folks. I am coming off of a 24-hour draft-a-thon where all I did for 24 hours was draft and thon. So this is my lineup. I hope it's good. We go 3-6-8-3. Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, Russell Wilson, Devon H.N., Pearsall. I just had a full meltdown. Tank Bigsby, Dylan Sampson, Najee Harris. I don't think I needed Keaton Mitchell, but I'm glad I took him. Drake London, Marvin Harrison Jr., Matthew Golden, Deebo Samuel, Wandale, Kyle Williams, Deontay Johnson, Afton Chisholm. I know what you're going to say about my wide receiver room. Sam Laporta, David Njoku, Jatavian Sanders. All right.
You might need to do some more 24-hour draft-a-thons. I think this is this is your best Superflex draft of the year.
This is a very, very strong team.
Really?
I mean, I like this one a lot.
Scary.
No, it's not like you're playing flex and 4, I love it. I think all the way to Wandale to Kyle Williams, I like. You got the Chisholm Williams little shot. Deontay Johnson, the tight end room is really strong. Laporta and Njoku with Tavion splashed in.
A lineup with Breece Hall is one of my best lineups. Like, are you just feeling
We're not player takey, buddy. We're just looking at draft.
Yeah, it's good.
This is one of your better lineups.
Tank Bigsby, Dylan Sampson, Najee. I like all those picks at value. I think it's good. I think
the only thing I may have done. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sleez. I mean, cut you off.
Oh, you're good. I just don't like Russell Wilson, but it's whatever.
I don't mind Russell Wilson. I think on this build, like, Russell Wilson doesn't hold as much value because you're theoretically playing Hurts and Herbert most weeks, right? Unless they get hurt until their buys. Well, their buys are both late. I think it's unlikely that Russell Wilson still has the job.
Makes it that
unlike
far, right?
week
That's the
5.
thing. Yeah.
But again, if I'm like really trying to critique, not that every draft I do is great. Like that's to me, that's one of the most important things is a little self-reflection and learning. So to me, like this is not a build where I love Russell Wilson. Like I would have liked Russell Wilson a lot more on this build. For example, if you had like instead of Hurts, like you had Lamar or Allen, you know what I mean? Like in one of those four spots, who's got a little bit earlier of a bye where you may get a couple of weeks out of him. The only thing I would have done different, I probably wouldn't have taken Keaton Mitchell. I probably would have taken another wide receiver because I think your running back room with Devon Achane and Breece Hall, like theoretically, those guys are almost every week starters. Like I don't love Breece Hall either, but I think on this roster, you're betting that he is. Like I don't know, like I only have like 3 shares of Bijan Robinson in standard drafts over like 400 rosters because I take a wide receiver, you know, like in the first round, basically all the time. But I have rosters where I've taken him in case I'm freaking wrong. You know what I mean? Like to me, there's nothing wrong with taking shots on Breece Hall after ADP on this build. It makes sense. So I like this build for you.
So do I.
Thank you. You guys.
I think Deebo Samuel's going to feast, man. I'm starting to get on board with this.
I've been telling you, man.
Cliff Kingsbury screen game.
I've been telling you, sir. And that's why I really, really, really hate Terry McLaurin because
oh god, I have 0.
Keeps on throwing up like the stats from the past, and it's like, who has he ever had to compete with for targets? And it's never been Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel is a very viable play. Billy, you got to run, right?
I do.
Thank you, man. Appreciate having you on. And once again,
up.
guys, Billy Gableman, Stat ATL on X, 1 week season on YouTube. Give him a follow. Dude is as knowledgeable as it comes. Appreciate you, brother.
See you guys.
See you, buddy. What a wonderful person. Just straight up great guy.
I always love how I break shit down, man. Solid.
Yeah. I mean, like at the end of the day, he always gives you the best advice, and it comes from such a like a good, caring place. And he's one of the sharpest guys in the industry, and we're so lucky to have him as part of our community and helping the community with their drafts, giving them solid advice, including myself, including yourself. Like I learned something new from Billy every time I interact with him. So once again, incredibly grateful to have him as part of our community and just somebody who we can rely on early and often. Stat ATL, STATATL. Solid draft, BD. I appreciate that, man. James says Disco finished a 24-hour stream with one stellar draft. So, like, everybody was talking. Like, we had James, JC from TSA. We had Dynasty FF Helper. We had Greg. And it was right as soon as Andrew Erickson and Pat Fitzmaurice left the stream. So I was like, last 45 minutes, I got quiet and I locked in for the last draft. And the last draft was sick. You want to see it?
The beard's looking frothy. The eyes are looking tired. He made it. He's here. I'm tired too, bro. It's crazy.
Oh, dude! Like when I tell you, like I didn't have time to shave, so like that's why I was wearing a hat. Oh yeah, I didn't have time to shave. I didn't have time to trim the beard. None of that.
None of that garbage.
Get that garbage out of here. So that's. I mean, hey, people like the cowboy hat. That's weird. It's hella weird.
Let me see the team. What do you got?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to pull it up. View draft. Yeah, so this was the last draft of the 24-hour stream. We did like, I want to say 16 mains, 2 super flexes, like 4 minis. We were drafting. Here it is. So this was the last one. Do I need to zoom in?
You always do that stack. I love that. Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love in the middle.
So I went T-Law 2783. This was the last one, and I felt so good about this. I was locked. And like people in the chat were like, oh shit, he's building a monster. While everybody was talking, they're like, oh shit, he's building a monster. Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love, Devon Achane, RJ Harvey, Jordan Mason, Tajay Spears, Ollie Gordon, Rashad White, your guy, my guy, Kyle fucking Manon guy. BTJ.
Wait a minute. How the fuck did you get Garrett Wilson and JC's and a BTJ on the same team here with Achane? He fell that far. Wow. That's morning time madness.
That honestly,
nice.
That's the best part about the 24-hour draftathons is these lobbies were sick. Brian Thomas Jr., Garrett Wilson, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Matthew Golden, Keon Coleman, Rashid Shaheed, Adonai Mitchell, Jack Beck, and then the tight end room, more correlation nation. Tucker Kraft correlated with Jordan Love and Matthew Golden. Brenton Strange correlated with Brian Thomas Jr. and with Trevor Lawrence. And then we took Jatavian Sanders just because I feel like he has so much upside. I love this draft.
Dude, that's A+.
Right?
That's loving Keon Coleman, baby. Welcome.
Well,
I see you drafting more and more, dude.
Well, I have a lot of Keon Coleman and I have a lot of Khalil Shakir. And when I draft Josh Allen, I try to get them both. I want to invest in pieces who are going to be in very, very high scoring offenses. Like I could probably sell that team for a good amount.
Oh, dude, that team's nasty.
Yeah.
That team's nasty.
All right, folks. Sleez, welcome back from your fucking bender.
I'll be back tomorrow.
You alcoholic. Thank you guys for rocking with me. I appreciate you. If you guys are one of the 600 people watching us on X, thank you. But like, come over to the Big Draft Energy YouTube channel. It really helps us out, man. I'm trying to make this dream come true.
Come on over and smash like that.
Like,
right?
I want to make this my living. And, you know, it takes nothing. It literally costs you nothing to go to Big Draft Energy, subscribe, and just watch us here, man. Just help me make this my living. I promise I'll give you the best information out there. My wife keeps ripping on me because, like, I told her, I was like, babe, you know what I realized after the 24-hour stream? She's like, what? I was like, I realized I could talk ball with the best of them. And like all she says now, she's like, I could talk ball with the best of them. I could talk ball with the best of this. All she says, she's just making fun of me and shit. All right, guys, love you. Until next time, which is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. You can catch Sleez Bomb on Sleez Bomb YouTube, Kick, you name it. He's got it. He's on all of the. I almost thought about starting a Kick today. Neither here nor there. You can catch him tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern time. He's posting a heck of a lot of content. It's grind time. If you guys have fantasy football questions, we got answers. Till next time, which is tomorrow on Sleez's show and then my show. Peace.